Thanks, Wenda. Thanks, everybody. It's a real honor to be here. Evidon's a young company. We're just a couple of years old. And what do? Well, our job is to make privacy sexy, because someone's got to do it, so it may as well be us. What that means is, at Evidon, we're all about empowering consumers and businesses to see, understand, and control data online. Let me talk to you about how we do that. First thing we do is we have a very powerful consumer privacy tool called Ghostery. Pretty much everyone in the online space is familiar with Ghostery. It's a browser extension, it's free, and it'll blow your mind. It'll show you every company that's tracking you on every page on the web. You can go in and find out more about these companies, and you can even block them from tracking you. Now, Ghostery is wildly popular. It's growing at about 20% a quarter, and beyond the more than 6 million people that have downloaded it, the really killer part is the panel. We have 1.6 million people that are on a constant basis sending back to us every web page they're on and all the tracking code that they see. There's nothing else like it on the web, and Ghostery has enabled us to build products for businesses, because one of the key topics that keeps coming up throughout this conference is how do we harness data, how do we do things in a transparent fashion, and how do businesses protect consumer privacy? And so that's where we at Evidon bring it all together. Every company in this room has the same issues, starting with who's on my website. Because just on this site, there could be tons and tons and tons of code that's slowing your website down, and you may not even know who these companies are. You may not know what they do. How often are they on my site? How do they impact my website's performance? Are they compliant with privacy programs? Can people opt out of them? And very importantly, how does my site stack up against those of my peers? We created a product at Evidon called Evidon Encompass that gives you that complete view. So you know everybody who's on your site and if they're working for you. This is important for companies to comply with the e-privacy directive in Europe, with the ad choices program, both in Europe and in the United States. And it also improves your ability to secure your site data, which can then also make your website perform faster, do better in search, and that's ultimately all about engagement with consumers on your brand sites. So you remember that Reuters page I showed you just a couple of minutes ago? Well, there were 7 trackers on that one page on that one moment. In fact, on that uk.reuters.com site, there weren't 7 trackers, there were 65 trackers. Now, what that means is some of these companies may be dropping lots of cookies that you don't know about and taking your data. Some of them may not let consumers opt out of being tracked. Others may be slow to load, and even others may use types of tracking technology that can freak out your consumers and be bad for you in the press. So once you know everything that's on your sites, you're then in a position to take control and give consumers the transparency that they deserve. So that's why we created Evidon Inform a couple of years ago. It's now the largest and most comprehensive privacy control solution. Many of the companies that I'm presenting with here are Evidon Inform clients, as are many of the brands and agencies in the audience. What Inform does is, using the ad choices icon, it enables consumers to control how they're being tracked, get the consent, which is this huge issue in Europe around how do I achieve consent to comply with these new privacy laws, and finally, delivering that trust and communication about what's actually happening. That's essential to build confidence with consumers that you're using their data responsibly. Starts with your websites. So you can use Evidon Inform to take the data that we've already told you is on your site and deliver a transparent solution to consumers so they can actually see what's happening, learn more about the companies, and with really 1 or 2 clicks, opt out of being tracked on your site. And that extends everywhere that your brand is online. We serve almost 2 billion ad impressions a day for hundreds and hundreds of clients. So when a consumer clicks on the ad choices icon, they can find out more about it in their local language. And we've moved into mobile as well with the ad choices icon, and Ghostery is also available for mobile on the iPhone. Let me wrap up quickly and thank our partners. So in a very short period of time, Evidon's become the industry standard, the partner for all the leading ad agency holding companies, for more than 150 brands around the world, and across the tech stack. So when you start doing any type of data usage and buying online, Evidon's there to help make it safe. So in sum, how do we keep it sexy? We help companies to see, understand, and control data online. Thanks very much for your consideration.